Welcome back, guys. This is Around the Ball Podcast. I'm here with one of the guys you've seen on here before. This is Colin.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Glad to be here.
You know, Patrick's bum-ass is a little lazy and he's got stuff going on, but it's okay. We're back with the new season. We've been busy, got a lot of stuff going on, but we have a big season ahead of us. It's just going on and it's just getting underway, but already a lot of stuff to cover. A lot of transfers, a lot of drama, a lot of red cards, a lot of stuff going on. So what I really want to start with is this Chelsea game. It's Chelsea-Tottenham game.
Yeah, it's quite an exciting one.
It's a London derby, which nothing ever can go wrong with London derbies, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Speaking from a Chelsea fan perspective, I'm not. If you told me before the game that we would have got a point, I probably would have said that's all right. But after you watch the game, it kind of changes how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
But a point's a point against a good Tottenham team, and Antonio Conte's always tough, and I'm sure he was pretty fired up to come back to the bridge and try and get a win.
Yeah, he always wants to come back.
And yeah, quite a lot of drama.
Like, with this game, I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched a lot of highlights, a lot of replays, a lot of videos from fans and stuff, and you just see, God, it wasn't a match. Like, it was just Chelsea dominating and Spurs being Spurs and getting these poopy little chances that they get, these little getting away with fouls, as we'll get into, getting away with offsides, and it's like, man, this just kind of sucks. And you heard Tuchel after the game just going after everybody, but as he should,
Yeah, Tuchel's pretty fired up, and I think the telling sign is, Spurs fans are even saying they may not have deserved a point, and I think that tells it how it is. I don't think Anthony Taylor, much needs to be said other than he probably shouldn't be allowed back with Chelsea games. It's been a consistent habit of his. He
might not come out alive next time he
No, I'm surprised he made it out of there this time.
Exactly. Like these are, this happens a lot. There's like these blatant, obvious decisions to make.
Mm-hmm.
And we have these fail safes. We have VAR. We have these the video. Go to the screen and look at it. Look at it again. We have all these things that are set up to try to combat human error. Human, well, he didn't see it. Okay, he didn't see it. Whatever. But like, what are these fail safes for if we're not going to use them? And it just sucks because there's guys like this, like Anthony Taylor, that are stubborn sometimes, and maybe they don't want to use this. They think they're always right. They think they know what they're doing, but like, the truth is they don't. Like, these guys, this happens too often. Like, there's other referees that are just as bad, and we're letting them keep doing what they're doing and keep getting away with the stuff. And like, what's the point of having these guys getting paid all this money to decide what happens to these big clubs? And it's like, you're gonna get it wrong.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like,
and I don't know if he's his personal bias or if he's incompetent in refereeing, but some of these calls or some of these potential fouls should have at least been looked at a second time.
Yeah, just give it a look.
I'm not 100% filled in on the VAR, but I'm pretty sure he knows all the people who are running it behind him. They're all referees, and I'm surprised no one ever second guessed his decision. It was he made it and then it was done.
Right. Not one person thought maybe we should look at it again. But
I don't know.
The thing that's really crazy is I'm seeing these things on Twitter and stuff that they might be putting together like a third committee, they're calling
party.
It like a review committee that's gonna review what VAR didn't review after the game is done. It's like, are we serious? We need 3 committees to review what one guy should be like doing himself at the first time?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure this is a delay to the problem. I think if anything, there should be a group of people watching the game along with that are educated in the game and understand, but aren't necessarily referees being paid based off their refereeing decisions and how that works. I think the VAR should be a separate third party, possibly.
Yeah, right. It can be just people that are like unbiased, not necessarally.
Maybe refereeing experience, but not currently refereeing, but played the game, ref the game. It was going to take a long time for us to remedy some of these issues, but I think an immediate action is that there's enough history with this guy that I think he shouldn't be allowed refereeing these big games for Chelsea. Right. At least. Put
him on the Norwich versus Fulham game.
Will it happen? Probably not.
Right.
So, I guess more on the performance of the game. Like you said, Chelsea pretty dominant, a lot better looking than the Everton game. That was
Right.
a bit shambolic, but first game of the season, so
It happens.
Yeah, a bit of rust, new players. The most exciting thing for me probably is that we had all three transfers, or the big transfers, have goal contributions. Sterling with an assist, Cucurella with an assist, and Koulibaly, the nice header.
Koulibaly's an insane volley.
He looks pretty good with his head. I didn't know that was a good attribute of his when he was at Napoli. I didn't pay attention too much.
I feel like
but
you would think so, how big he is, that he's just automatically.
True.
But like, now
no,
that
he
you
looked
can see
pretty.
it,
He looked good with his head, and I could expect maybe 4 or 5 goals.
Yeah, he put a few good balls in with his head. Not even all of them that went in, but just he's
pretty
always
powerful.
In there. Who's gonna stop him? Maybe Van Dijk, and that's maybe it.
Like, not De Gea. We saw that. We know that for sure.
De Gea. We'll get into De Gea later.
Yeah. But overall, I think there's a bit of underestimating from outside of
General
the Chelsea fan base.
A lot of neutrals. I mean, you're hearing that they don't have a finisher. They don't have anybody that can put in the goals. But I mean, this kind of shows that they can do it. If the ref decisions go their way, that's a cheeky 2-0 win.
2-1 against main rival.
Exactly. And 3 points in the Premier League is always
arguably a better team on paper. Arguably.
Yeah, and everyone's putting Spurs above Chelsea in the rankings.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Well, I mean, yeah, you guys will take that. I mean, Sterling missed a few chances, but that's Sterling. But
I think he'll come around.
He always does. He's always in the dangerous areas, and he's always dribbling around people and getting to the spot. And whether he's putting them in himself or giving him to, Reece James at the end like that, like that's what he does. And that's
I loved the goal for Reece, because last year I remember so many times that last pass not being played through.
Exactly.
And now you have a guy like Sterling who's super experienced, has the quality to just put it right out for Reece, and Reece is going to finish that every day of the week.
Former striker Reece James.
Yes. Future. Maybe he'll pull an Antonio.
I mean, maybe. Antonio.
Yeah,
right
wing back to striker.
Jeez,
he just has to get under David Moyes. But, the other thing I liked is, I think maybe not been highlighted, is the Ruben Loftus-Cheek impact, allowing Reece to really get up there. He was kind of dropping back more when Reece was flying up the right side, and again, that kind of overloaded the right side for us and kind of led to that goal. I think Tuchel looks like he understands the team a bit better than he did against Everton, or maybe he just set up a different way.
I mean, he's trying things out, and things are working, which is good. And that's kind of a dangerous right side, because who does the left head mark? Like, who do they don't know who to mark. They mark Loftus-Cheek and
Mount,
Sterling and
on the side.
James are both going in behind, so it's like that's dangerous. So if they can hammer that out and really get that consistent, it's going to be really useful for them.
And I think one last thing on Chelsea is I think Cucurella is really making himself known. I think Chilwell needs to be a bit careful, but I also think there's a possibility that they both play with Chilwell on the outside and Cucurella at left center back. As much as he worries me about
Cucurella either left center back, or he could play like up top left wing, because that's where he was at. Where was he at in Spain? I don't even remember what team he was
I'm
at.
not sure.
But yeah, he played left mid for them out wide, and that could be a possibility.
Right.
Yeah, both of them. I mean, Chilwell had a good game in the first game as well, so it's like
second game.
That's good for Chelsea.
Yeah, I don't think he had minutes in the second game, if I remember.
Yeah, I don't think so, but
correctly.
but
I think
news.
You look at City and Liverpool. They have more City that you have people on people to play these positions,
depth,
and if one gets injured, I think we're gonna be okay.
That's good. Yeah.
But 4 points from 6 first 2 weeks, we take that.
Yeah, I think that's definitely. I mean, some people would look at it as 6 from 2. So
yeah,
that's good to take away.
Should have been 6 from 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think you still need a finisher?
I think there's bigger issues, in my opinion. I think the fluid attack with maybe 2-3 people, 10 plus goals. I think that can work.
Kind of like last year.
Yeah. Honestly, every year with Tuchel's kind of been that fluid attack with almost everybody scoring. I think I would prefer another center back with some experience who, could really shore up the defense. But bringing another guy back there is gonna, I think the first week we saw it's a little fragile, but maybe maybe a finisher. I don't think it's necessary. I think midfielder.
Maybe see how it goes till January.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think. I mean, I think Havertz will come around with a few. Mount's got to get going. Sterling, I think, will bag 10 for sure. And if Mount can bag 10 like he did last year,
right.
And then maybe someone else shows out. Reese with
Captain
8.
America.
Yeah, yeah. He'll yeah.
You still want him in your club?
No, I don't like the American audience watching.
Yeah,
it's pretty annoying I feel like the club gets a lot of hate from the Americans because Pulisic doesn't play 90 minutes, 52 games a year.
every single game, all minutes. Yeah, that's funny.
And the other thing is, I don't know how many finishers are necessarily out there. I mean, I've heard these Aubameyang rumors. It'd kind of be fun to rub it in Patrick's face if Aubameyang scores
against Arsenal.
But I also don't. I'm kind of worried with Todd Boehly at the helm. If we're looking for these short-term fixes, maybe till we get in an actual sporting director, or
that's true.
If he's gonna start doing these quick fixes with like names he knew who are all just old guys. So
go get Carlos Vela.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So we'll see. I don't think it's necessary. A bit more business seems to be going on, so I'm sure someone will come in. Most likely Aubameyang, I think. Because Barcelona wants Marcus Alonso, and they're fine with Alba leaving, so free up the wage cap for them.
Right, exactly. They need something to fix over there. Yeah, all right, let's move to United 4, Brentford 0.
Not just that, 2-1 for Brighton to United as well.
Yeah, United, I mean, everyone's talking about United.
The birds and the bees are getting to United.
As we like to talk about United in this show, shambles of a club. City, we love to see it. As both of us love to see United in shambles. And
I hate United.
Buddy Chris likes to think that they're rent free in our head, but they're just shit club. So
10+ years.
I mean, I sent a video of like Jose Mourinho talking about it in his last year at United. He's just talking about like the last title was 2012. Ever since then, it was 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and ever since that was in 2018. He said that it's been like 6th, 5th, and
not been great.
Second
under Ole looks to be the best manager out of
Ole is
the
sitting
last
on vacation.
3.
He's like, hey, these guys can't do it. It wasn't my fault. I mean, I don't know. Like, what can save this club? Like, I'm watching Arsenal All or Nothing right now, and it took a lot of sacrifice, and not sacrificing the fact that like they had to like accept the fact that okay, we're shit. What do we do about it? We have to strip the dead wood, and we have to put in pieces that maybe they're not going to do amazing at start, but they're going to develop and they're going to become the cornerstones. And United don't seem to want to do that. They seem to want to keep these guys around that are kind of doing the job, kind of putting in like 6 out of 10 performances every other week with the odd own goal. But that's fine, right? Because we don't want to spend money on actual cornerstone pieces. We want to go buy Ronaldo at age 35. But like, it's just like, obviously they need a center defensive mid. McTominay is the worst player I've laid my eyes on in the last
Fred
10 years. And Fred is...
Great pivots.
I don't understand Fred. He'll play good for Brazil and he'll score 2 own goals for United. It's like, these guys are awful.
I think United has many, many issues between player, personnel, and then also management. The owners are investing the money, but I think they maybe need to hire some people under them that are... Yeah. There's a lot of... I think clubs are run a bit differently than when the Glazers came in. Not that the Glazers ever really ran a good club.
Yeah.
But I think they're moving towards more data analytics, and I don't think there's been much progress for that. Like you said, these players aren't the United brand players that we know. Do I care? No. They can keep suffering for all I care.
Exactly,
but
me too.
It does hurt. It does make you wonder where some of these other big teams, one owner change or a few bad seasons and bad investments, and then you're not the same club you were.
Yeah, exactly.
I think teams have gone through it before, so.
I'm really curious to see what happens with Newcastle specifically. Because, all the money in the world, they've hired a sporting director, and can they put it together? That's what's gonna. I think that's gonna be like the guinea pig for United. They're gonna be like, okay, does money always solve the problems, or do they need people with tenures and people with experience and knowledge and just like having a track record of like bringing in good players and getting the academy run correctly and doing good deals. Like they're just buying players for a lot of money and then selling them off for nothing. Like, the brand. That's their brand right now. That's what they're.
I think
known for now.
I think Newcastle's doing better than United.
100%.
They haven't spent over 50 million probably. I think Bruno Guimaraes was around 40.
Mm-hmm.
Trippier was 30 or 25 or 30 or something. But they've turned out good investments. I think turned out better than a lot of these United investments. I just don't think United has proper business or proper ethics at the club. I think these players are kind of individuals.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not a team atmosphere.
I'm seeing this on the documentaries. It's like you need to actually like make it feel like it's a
family,
a team, a family, like it's called Manchester United, and nobody's united at the club. Like this just like blows my mind how it feel from the outside. It just looks like these guys are all just like showing up to work like a 9 to 5.
Don't really want to be there.
I don't care. Like this is
new boss is here, so I gotta try and impress.
Collecting their paycheck and going home to their mansions.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
it
sucks. It's like, I mean, it's obviously for me, it's great. I'm living life.
Yeah, but you also
it sucks for the sport.
Competitiveness. Yeah, the biggest team in England.
Supposedly, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
historically.
I think statistically and historically, but
they should
bring in the most revenue. Most fans. If they're not doing good, it'd only be bad for the league. But
as long as someone else steps up in their shadows.
Yeah, there's plenty of teams to get behind now.
Exactly.
That have
Apparently,
that prestige.
Liverpool have surpassed Man United as the most popular club in America.
Yeah, I saw that. Pretty not surprising with Liverpool's recent seasons, but
it's just because it's
not good for United.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure their American owners aren't happy with that.
I'm sure they don't know it happened.
Do you think Erik ten Hag is the man for the job?
Nine Hag doesn't got it. He's trying to play. Yeah, he's trying to play Eredivisie. I won't say this as a definite fact because we're 2 weeks in and you need time to build. He's been there for a few months, but he's known he was going, or it seemed like he was known for a while. I'm not sure he's trying to play Premier League football, which can happen, and you can change the game. He has
no Prem experience, so he just needs people around him that have been there and know how to.
And maybe he needs the right players to be effective with how he wants to play. I don't think he likes De Gea's skill set. I don't know if he thinks he's a good or bad player, but I don't think he fits how Nine Hag wants to play.
I don't even know who their backup is now because they sent Dean on loan to Nottingham. He had a fantastic performance.
I think it's. I honestly don't. It's probably an older third string.
Either old or academy guy. I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the club just needs you were getting at earlier. Just needs a big reset button, whether that's new owners or just a new management above. You did the new coach. I think you need to build off of that and just go. If Ten Hag's the guy that you're going to build around, like other clubs are building, like Arsenal's building around Arteta and Chelsea's investing into Tuchel.
Exactly.
And Liverpool and City have obviously invested into their coaches.
They got to give them the tools and give them the correct tools. Like giving him Lisandro Martinez with no Prem experience could be a talented player, but what is it? Does it actually?
I don't think that's a fix for this season. And I think Ten Hag's been here for 2 months, so you might as well. It's already been. You might as well just go all in, let him reset and kind of build the club into his morals. And I mean, you're not gonna. Assuming you don't get relegated, it's not the end of the world. At this point for United, European football hurts their schedule. I mean, like you said, you need to rebuild. You need to drop to 10th and just bring in. The problem is, I think they're losing their pull too. They're not like Barca where 100%. These players are willing to take pay cuts and they're not that
pull
prestigious.
Hasn't stayed over the last few years. It's dropped and
Nope. It's just going to keep dropping.
Jesus Christ. They still have Greenwood on the roster on the website. That's shambolic. The
Yeah.
backup keeper is Tom Heaton.
Heaton. It's quality,
he was okay for
quality
for
lad. Yeah.
But I mean, they got to figure something out. They just need
Listen,
to
4-0 to Brighton for any team trying to compete for top 6 is obviously a bad sign.
Yeah,
even though we lost 4-1 last year.
No, I mean it's not to their standard. I just want to touch lightly on City 4-0, just for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Obviously, good results. But the big question is, or two questions I want to ask is, where does KDB rank in world midfielders? Top
in
5?
The world? Probably top 3.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess we're just going off of last year's form.
Yeah,
obviously, there's not much to go off of right now. And he's been pretty consistent for the last, 5 years.
Yeah, he's
relatively numbers wise.
8 out of 10 performance.
I think he's been top 3 midfielder for the past 5 years. Now, some guys sneak in there and probably maybe bump him. But as far as my memory can go, I can't remember the one-off season guys. I think if you look overall,
they don't really count.
Like even midfielders who aren't attacking, like Conte is
still
N'Golo. He's kind of fallen off. Not a ton, but not the same skill set. But KDB's kind of maintained that throughout these years.
Right.
And I think top 3. Where, I don't know, because I can't think of every midfielder in the world.
We're always
but
going to miss someone. But
right. There's always someone in form. But I think City as a whole, there's not much to say in a good way. It's kind of what you expected almost.
No, they should be put
Holland's blended, I guess. There's not much drama with that. He seems to be enjoying himself, almost bringing a fire to the team that I haven't really seen. It's been a good team, and it's been a really good organization, but I think he brings kind of this like street football, like I'm gonna get in your face and do all this.
You,
personality, I guess, is the way I would put it.
And ever since like Aguero and Silva left, we kind of like trying to find a brand. And
someone the fans can get around, and someone who's gonna, I bet he'll get into it with United 100%, and Liverpool.
That's what he said when he first showed up, and he's like, "Who do you want to face?" He's like, "I don't want to say the name, but United." I was like, "Yes, he's our guy."
He looks like he's quality, kind of what I think everybody expected.
And then the last thing with this game is, do you think Bournemouth's going straight back down?
Yeah, I never. Every year, I remember of Bournemouth coming up, they go down.
Yeah.
I don't think they got it going on. Let me check real quick what they did the first week. I think they drew, maybe?
Could be.
Oh, they won against Villa.
Oh, yeah.
And it's first week.
Right.
I remember quite a few teams have come up and played good on their first week because they have that big hype. Fans are ready to go.
Brentford last year against Arsenal.
Yep. Norwich, I think, last year, 2 years ago against Liverpool. I think they'll be going down. Maybe they give us some excitement. I think
they'll have a few cheeky results for sure.
If we do just go into relegation real quick, I think it would probably be Fulham would be my least or most likely to stay up.
Really?
On the back of
Liverpool?
Mitrovic. Off that game, but I think they're a team who's got a lot of experience staying up.
It's got Bern Leno and keeper.
Yep.
He's quality.
Someone who's played in the league and probably a bit better than that team.
Right.
Considering, I mean, he's gone on in years, but he's probably still more quality than Fulham.
I think that's the type of team that he needed because he's just a very good shot stopper. Guy. Not amazing with his feet, but they just face a lot of shots, and they need someone who's going to save them. So that's good for
and again, like experience with a top side like Arsenal, he can bring in calm these younger guys down.
Yeah, make them say, we might lose, but we're going to be okay.
They'll be able to captain the back well. So maybe that's probably my favorite. I would like to see Forest stay up because, Forest is cool. Passionate fans. First time back in a while.
Should be in the Prem, yeah. I don't know. It was a good result. And then I want to do Liverpool after this. Oh, we forgot to talk about De Gea. This guy is the worst keeper in the league.
That first goal, I mean, dude, shambolic. I don't even know what to say about that one. I mean, it was just horrendous. I think I could have made a better effort at least. I mean,
it was like the slowest shot, and he just gets to it and watches it go through his hands, and I'm just,
I think,
as a kid, I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh my goodness.
I wonder if it tells a bigger picture of, is his head out of the game?
I feel like this happens like once or twice a year. He
Sure.
just lets some shitters through, and we're just
and that
we're
happens.
like, why is he still here?
Right. Some guys are like that. They make a mistake.
Yeah, 400,000 a week, and he's doing this like.
But it had big implications. I mean, it obviously fired Brentford up, and he obviously didn't. He didn't come back from it.
Mm-mm.
He didn't have a good game after that. Let him three more.
Yeah. Brentford's social media team's having a field day. They posted like 20.
They're pretty funny on
20
TikTok.
videos of him just like, oh my god, they're great.
Yeah, they always pop up on my media. I don't know. I think De Gea might be done with Ten Hag.
Yeah, they gotta find something.
I think Ten Hag likes a newer keeper. We're better with their feet.
Which is
better at passing out the back.
Exactly.
I mean, he looked. One of the goals is directly from him passing out the back. It's just tried to pass it to Eriksson, who should never be at the top of the box, playing where a CDM should be essentially. It got bodied off.
That's how deep he's had to play the last 2 games because
it's just
a shit show.
Yeah, and I honestly don't think De Jong wants to go, nor is he gonna go.
I hope not.
I think he's either going to Chelsea or he's gonna really cause a shit show at Barca.
Yeah, I hope he leaves for the sake of him. Okay. Anyways, Arsenal 4-2 to Leicester. Jesus 2 goals and 2 assists. Is this guy the real deal? Is he gonna keep this up? I feel like everyone thinks like that it was going to, but I mean he's showing out.
Yeah. I thought he would do good. He's proven, I think, everybody right that he started out strong. Probably a lot of that talent was hidden at City because of everybody that's around him. It's hard to break through that team.
Playing time, yeah.
Will he continue like this all year? I'm sure he'll dip in form at some point, but I could see anywhere between 15 to 20 for sure.
Easily, yeah.
And all comps for sure, like 25, 30, yeah, depending on how far they go, which I think Arsenal's football is looking really good, as much as it pains me to say that.
They got a good chance to win one of the cups.
Yep. Yeah, FA Cup's always their tea.
Their favorite.
Yeah. The movement's looking really good. I think Jesus is bringing in some creativity that's been lacking. I mean, it's hard to find a guy like that who can just go around everybody.
Not only play with his back to goal, but make the runs through. So he's
beat a man.
A good combo.
Or two.
Yeah, exactly. He dribbled through like 5 defenders.
Yeah.
At one point.
I think Martinelli also looks like he's coming good. 2 goals in the first 2 games. Yeah, I think it's looking good for Arsenal. Kind of like City. Not too much to say it because it's all good. It's all going to plan. Arteta seems to have gotten into his stride with these guys, and
for sure.
But they got to do it all year. So
they got 36 games.
They went in and out of hot and or good and bad last year, and but I think they'll look pretty good this year. It's a fun team to watch, which I think is the best part. Is you're not going to be bored. It's exciting.
No, yeah, they'll give you the ups and downs.
Yep, drama, good football.
Do you think they are top 3 contenders?
Well, I didn't put them in there, but I also struggled with what I was putting. It was a tough top 6 to conduct. Liverpool look a little shaky, but I think that'll come around. They've had a lot of turnover. A lot of guys been around for a while now are gone. Yeah. I think
they have a chance.
I think top 3's possible. Obviously not necessary. Top 4's improvement. But anywhere between 3 and 5, I think, is where Arsenal end up. So I guess it's on the table. Sure. If they get up, if they can take care of the people they should take care of, which they've been doing, and then maybe nick a few points off the big guys, and they gave City a run for their money last year. It's always difficult for Chelsea to play them. Arsenal, Tottenham's one of the best you get, and Liverpool, I think it'll be a pretty good game, especially if Liverpool's not playing like they were.
Yep, we'll see what happens. Then lastly, with the big games, is Liverpool 1, Palace 1. Nunez. This guy, 6 shots, 0 on target, 1 red card. A really good Anfield debut, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it was great for me to pick up in fantasy.
You picked him up?
Yeah, well, yeah. I think Haaland might win the race this year Oh, you got a fly on your head.
Get out of here, boy.
Huh.
Get out of here, boy.
Yep.
Okay, he's gone.
Yep.
Out of the two,
See you, buddy.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I think Holland's going to be better, but
Well,
I
I'm
don't
not
know,
surprised
man.
you're saying that. I think
it's clear.
I think
I never rated Nunez, personally. I just don't think he's prime material. I think he's going to maybe get 10 goals at most.
he's got an attitude which I think will propel him to get, like you said, 10. Will he become record breaking? I don't think so. And the other thing is, I've heard people talking about Luis Diaz and him kind of overlapping, take over, like wanting to go in the same positions on that left side. And if these are the two replacements Klopp's had envisioned, there's a conflict there. Obviously, they can work through it, but one of them's probably going to hinder from that, and we'll have to see which one.
Hopefully not Diaz, because I think he's clear. He's a way much better player.
It was a great goal. I mean, Liverpool didn't look too great, and especially after that red card, but it was a bit of magic from him. I think he beat 2 or 3 defenders and then put it in right side netting.
He's
really
fantastic.
nice. The other, I was watching the goal that Zaha scored for Crystal Palace, and I think that's Liverpool's biggest weakness right now. I forget who was at center back, but they tried to just step up and let Zaha be offsides, and it was just 2 of the defenders back there, and it just didn't look good. It looks pretty vulnerable from the back.
Yeah, I feel like whoever gets paired up with Van Dijk, if Matip isn't having a good day, or if Konate's not feeling his true self.
And Konate's he's not like Van Dijk level, or even, he's kind of average.
Yeah, I feel like he's got
does a job,
all his
but
hype,
not.
But
yeah.
From being at Leipzig, but he's just not what they think he was gonna be. And I mean, he'll be decent.
Yeah, he's still young enough, and
yeah, he's got time, but
I wonder if maybe this defensive vulnerability is stemming from the attack being weakened. There's not maybe possessions getting turned over a bit more, or it's not as secure.
Oh wow, it wasn't either of them. It was Nat Phillips.
Oh, he's
center back.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a bit of not an excuse, but a bit of reasoning why he may have got beat a bit easier than you'd expect.
Very young, very inexperienced.
Yep.
Played
Learning.
a lot. Yeah, when they were.
And to be fair, he broke through 2 guys, and Nat Phillips probably wasn't expecting that. And then Zaha, really quick, he just breaks off. You're on your back heels. Honestly, the most you can do is try and step up and get that offsides. But I think maybe Liverpool won't be as dominant on the football this year, and that might leave them open in the back if they're trying to play the same aggressive style and really overflow. But I don't know. I'm not Klopp.
I'm seeing this Mane departure as a kind of a bigger issue than people were thinking, because this is kind of,
no doubt.
I don't know. I mean, obviously he played on the left, but
I wonder how much influence he had in the locker room. He never seemed like a vocal guy, but it seems like something's missing from the team.
He was always very
seemed quiet,
down to earth, but he was probably a great.
But who knows?
leader.
Yeah, in the locker room it could be different.
Could be a big thing.
I'm sure Salah's feeling a bit weird being the only one of the 3. I mean, Firmino's still there, but it seems like he's trying to get worked out of the team.
Yeah, he's. I don't think Klopp has him as long term.
No, I don't think he. I mean, that trio's time's passed, but I think Mane is a huge loss, and other than that, there's not much you can pinpoint as to why this dip in form should have happened. I mean, there was a break, but it wasn't like there was Euros or anything that were going on taking up people's time. Yeah, everybody should have been resting. You had a full preseason.
Nice off season. Should have been at least, but yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think Mane's. It's just probably an adjustment for Klopp and the team, and a lot of those guys had played as the same core group for 4 or 5 years, and that's But it's also one guy, so you wonder how much of an influence that has. But these really impactful guys that can change a locker room for sure.
Their starting midfield was Milner, Elliott, Fabinho. That's
not my starting.
I mean, this
not what I would choose.
Maybe they underestimated the Crystal Palace, but still.
Yeah, I wonder, because did Phillips start too, or
he started. Then
wow,
he got taken off in the 63rd minute for Joe Gomez.
But I don't think Klopp. I mean, right now there's no reason to be resting guys. I mean, maybe they didn't get a full preseason or something, like these individuals.
Konate and Matip weren't even on the bench.
Oh,
Gomez came on.
Maybe they picked something up in training or had something, because 'Cause it doesn't make sense that he would try and go easy on Crystal Palace. It's the first 2 weeks. There's no other competitions. I mean, you do have United next week, but I don't think with the way United's been playing that you're resting players to play them.
Yeah.
I think it's at Anfield, maybe.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Don't know.
I can't remember if Liverpool being on the bottom means they're at home. They were at home against Fulham, right?
Let's see.
No, they were. I honestly can't remember.
City was home and we're on top, so it's gonna be.
Okay, so they're away at Old Trafford.
At Trafford, which I wouldn't be scared of right now.
Yeah, Salah with another hat trick.
He should be. So that's what we said for Palace. So we'll see.
Real quick, what do you think? I mean, we talked about Newcastle a little bit, but what do you think? I mean, they haven't bought too much this summer. Obviously, a lot in the January transfer. But
yeah, they had a good winter, and then keeping their players, I guess, was the biggest thing.
Because they really had a good second half of the season, almost a top 5.
Yeah, and then they
points to games ratio.
Nick Pope and Sven Botman, which are 2 good transfers.
Pope's good.
Pope is great.
Been good for Burnley.
Great shot stopper. He's decent with his feet. Very tall, very imposing in the box.
Yep.
And then Callum Wilson, obviously, putting in the work.
Good for 10.
He's gonna 10, 15 easily. I don't know.
Trippier's looking good. They've had 2 clean sheets, I think.
Yep.
Out of the first 2.
To Brighton and who did they face first week? They faced Forest. They won 2-0.
Forest 2.
That's a good result. So I have faith in them, and we'll get into the predictions in a sec here. So
what do we got? We got
good transition to top 6.
We covered Tottenham. No.
Yeah, we got Tottenham.
Yeah, we got Tottenham. Okay. We didn't talk about Tottenham too much.
Yeah.
It's not much to talk about Tottenham. I think their fans will be disappointed with the performance against Chelsea.
Oh, they should be, but they should be.
Snuck a point away.
They robbed with a result, and I wouldn't be complaining if I was them. But they've got to figure it out. And hopefully, get a great result against Wolves next week.
Yeah, and
home.
To be fair, even on that Southampton game, Southampton went up first, and then they brought 4. But I was watching most of that game. I never felt like, maybe towards the end, once Southampton was deflated, that Tottenham was really running around with it. But there was a majority of that game that it looked a bit iffy. But it's Conte, so.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna be this hot and cold team like they usually are. They're gonna put in a great performance, or they're gonna be shambolic, which is just what they do. They got Wolves, and then next they face Forest, so they better get 6 points there.
Yeah, you'd think so, but
and then they face West Ham, so we'll see. West Ham has no points so far, so
yeah,
I don't know what's happening to them.
And Manchester United.
Okay, here we go. Top 6.
This
is gonna be our top 6 predictions. This is the same one that I've had since the beginning, and I'm kind of happy with it, seeing how the game results have had.
Yeah, mine essentially is the same, I would say.
Yeah.
I kind of formulated this in my head.
I struggled with 6th, but
me too.
I'm really confident with my choice.
Even writing it down just now, I thought, that I will say the 6th place was influenced by these first 2 weeks.
You think? Okay, me too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go first with 6th. Who do you have at 6th?
Oh, well, I guess I got to choose right now. Well, I have it between Manchester United and Newcastle.
Me too. Same thing.
Well, honestly, I think I almost feel like Newcastle is a more organized team.
100%.
And they've only had Eddie Howe for a little bit, but they look like they want it more. Look like they're more organized, playing better football, clean sheets, making positive business moves, proven Premier League players.
Right.
They've only risked Bruno Guimaraes, and he's turned out fantastic.
Yeah, and Joelinton's playing great in the middle of the park.
Seems like the team's really likes, is coordinated, really likes each other.
Yeah,
they're
good chemistry.
getting along.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Almost the complete opposite of United,
yes.
Which, just for the fun of it, I'll put Newcastle 6th.
Me too. That's who I also have in 6th. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
United 7th, though. I don't think they drop below.
Nothing worse than that, maybe.
Maybe
they'll
8.
Get
maybe 8. Maybe 9. Should we keep going?
Make Chris cry.
Yeah.
5th place. Who do you have?
Ooh. Well,
I'm really curious. I'm
quite happy our good friend Patrick is not here. Because
I put
Arsenal for now.
Wow.
Now there's a bit of bias because I don't want to put Arsenal above Chelsea. But I do think there's a chance that this good form maybe dies off. No.
Or dies.
Yeah, maybe like first 10 weeks looking really good. I mean, I kind of think of Chelsea last year. A lot of hype going into it. Was top of the table for first 10, 15 weeks, whatever it was, and then just sudden, anything can happen. If Jesus gets injured, I think there's a real concern. He's brought a lot of unity and creativity. I think creativity most importantly, and pulling the defenders off of these other guys to allow them to get more creative.
Yep.
Should he be injured, I mean, then I think something will happen for Arsenal to cause them not to get top four.
Sometimes it's Ramsdale or any other key guys. It's just I feel like it's a great, well-oiled machine when it's all, no one's injured, no one's suspended.
That's really good.
But if something happens, then yeah.
And I will say, should they get third or fourth, I wouldn't be surprised. And I don't want to discredit that. I just couldn't put them in top four.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fifth, I have Chelsea.
Yeah, not surprised.
I have Chelsea. I'm seeing them, and I saw them in preseason. Not a great preseason by any means.
You know who did have a good preseason? United. So.
Yeah, bro. They beat Liverpool 4-0, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
They beat Liverpool.
Looking really good.
I feel like just my personal opinion, I don't think they're going to get any more players in before the
No, I got to disagree.
You think they're going to get to
It's been a goal since early, transfer rumors opened that it was 5 or 6 players. Not starting, but first team players, not like, Slovenia from Fire and stuff like that. Right. So we're already at 3. Koulibaly.
Only 3, wow.
Koulibaly's, already. I mean, that's only 2. I mean, because this ranges in level of player. I'm not saying Sterling level of.
That's true.
But again, Aubameyang, I think is going to go through. That's considered a first team, and then I think the other one, De Jong, I think is looking good, but I hate Barca, so because they've been just stingy and terrible and the worst this transfer window. And so I think De Jong and Aubameyang, because the one thing that makes me say that is we have something that Barca want on top of every other transfer player that we want.
You think Cesar's going to stay?
He's already signed. He
re-signed.
He didn't sign
long term, yeah.
I think the problem was they really want Marcos Alonso. I think Aspi was kind of more. He wanted Barca more than Barca wanted him.
Yeah.
And coming down to the end of it, he doesn't want to be without a money. So he signed. I don't think he cares too much. He'll have another year. It's a 2-year deal, so I think the plan is we'll get a bit of money next year either way. But they want Alonso. I think Alonso and Aubameyang somehow are valued at similar levels of 10 mil. I think they're both washed, but maybe Alba can come in and get 10 goals, which would be nice and funny.
Just be someone in the middle.
And a winner from Aubameyang at the Emirates would be awesome.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that would be something
to be fair, I can agree with your fifth. I can see it happening. And honestly, it's been tough. I don't know. If we get fifth, I'm worried about the upcoming years. But if we bring in the right people, then I'm not too worried. If we get fifth and bring in a quality sporting director and some more management, and then Todd Bowley's kind of more owner than everybody in the organization,
for sure.
Then I think it'll be all right. It's been all right. But I understand fifth.
All right, yeah. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Fourth place. Who do you have?
Yeah, for me it's Chelsea, but I think we've kind of covered this enough.
Third to fifth
I think Arsenal and Chelsea are pretty interchangeable.
Yeah.
And you can even throw Spurs in that mix.
I would agree as well.
So we've covered it enough, but yeah, fourth for me. Mainly because I'm a Chelsea fan, and I don't want to lose top 4.
Yeah, that's fair. I have Liverpool.
Interesting.
I have Liverpool in fourth. I have no faith in this team.
Was this based off of this is what you thought before, right?
I sent this in the chat, and everybody was like, "No, dude, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're stupid, bro. You're crazy."
Yeah.
But I have no faith in this team. I think Mane is going to be a huge blow. I think they're not going to have their defense sorted, which, seeing these 2 games, they don't.
Right.
I think Nunez is going to be a flop. I just don't have I never rated this guy. I saw him at Benfica, and I was like, if they actually go and get him, that's shocking business. I was never a fan.
Well,
I think he's going to be a
that
Farmers League merchant. He's just
Liverpool's track record with these type of signings.
Yeah, the big ones, the big ones at least.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They're kind of like City. They're not going to go out. Well, besides Grealish, they're not going to go out there and spend big money for it not to work. They do their research, keep it pretty under the table most of the time.
Yeah.
City less so recently, but a few of your deals go through pretty like all of a sudden you're like, oh, deal's done.
Yeah.
Which I personally like. I kind of wish Chelsea was more secretive of their
like
it's nice public. To know. Yeah, it's nice to know as a fan, but also it's like I'd rather just see it happen than be, led on the whole summer.
You know who's really good with that is Villa. I never hear any rumors for Villa.
It's all over.
And I'm just like, okay, they got Danny Ings. I don't know where they got freaking the guy from Chelsea. I don't even remember his name, but Chukwueze or something like that.
No. That was us. We got Tuku. No, how do you say it? Yeah. He was a Villa.
Okay, maybe that's what I was thinking about.
Either he was an academy kid or they bought him off of like
some other European
foreign team. Yeah, but he was pretty young. He looks good. I guess you could maybe count him as the first team, but because he was playing first team football for Villa. But when he comes to us, I can imagine maybe EFL Cup, FA Cup early on, get some experience.
Exactly.
A signing for 2-3 years down the road, but nonetheless still pretty exciting.
100%.
But Liverpool fourth.
I think it's gonna. I think their window is just closing. I think their window of competing for titles is closing. I think Salah is not too keen on staying for too much longer. I think his prime is ending.
What was the deal he signed? Would they end up on 3 years? Can't be more than 3 years. I mean, maybe it's 5, but I mean, I'm sure he wants to have the ability to go. If he wants to go, I mean, if this team turns to turn sour,
I think it'll just...
Because, I mean, a lot of these guys, it's almost a mix of young guys and old guys. You got Milner, Henderson, Salah.
Not really any in between.
They
have a few guys in there.
Their attack looks promising. You got Nunez and Luis Diaz, young guys. But, I mean, I don't think any Ketia. What's Ketia?
Naby Keita?
Naby Keita. Oh.
Yeah.
Nightmare. Keita, I don't think he's going to come around like he once thought of. Like, these guys have quality, but they're not competing for first by any means. So I think fourth makes sense and is very possible.
It's like a hot take. I just think
one injury like that Van Dijk injury a year ago or 2 years ago, it's over.
So Salah signed a 3-year deal just to know.
So you can go either next year or this year or the following year.
Exactly.
Yeah, not shocking.
All right, so I think we can. I think I know what your table is of now, but third place.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Spurs.
No, it's Liverpool.
Oh, really?
Even though I said Spurs could be in the mix with fourth and fifth, I still think Antonio Conte. I value Antonio Conte very highly. I think.
Going to put him in second.
Well, I think he's going to keep it tight for a while, but I think City will have a decent gap. Maybe 6 to 10 points at the end. But I think Spurs, Conte don't mess around these second seasons. Once he comes in, he gets a year.
His second season is always a title, as of now.
Yeah, which is scary. But I'm also not going to put Spurs to win a trophy. Spursism.
Spursism.
But so Liverpool I'll just finish out my table, I guess. Liverpool third, Spurs second, and then City first.
It's a very reasonable table.
Spurs mainly for Conte because I think he's brought in the right players, done really good business.
They finished the season very well last year.
And I think he'll instill values. Yeah, it's scary. He'll instill values that are going to go places.
Right.
City first. Not too much to talk about. If Haaland works, I don't think there's much to stop. There is some concern that maybe not the amount of points that we've seen before.
Oh, I don't think so either.
Because they've got rid of, maybe not key players, but a lot of players
in general as well.
Yeah, very true.
I think the league is
tougher to get points.
Yeah,
just day to day or week to week, I guess.
100%. They need to score 100 points.
But Liverpool being third is kind of the same reason as you. I did contemplate Liverpool fifth. Just so I could put, because I I feel like
Just
all
like an I
three
told you
London
so?
teams should. Well, it's like I feel like all three London teams should be.
They're strong. They're all strong.
Yeah,
They're all
but
competing. Like you said, it's interchangeable.
yeah, it's tough. And if Liverpool fall into that if it makes it 4 interchangeable and 3 spots available, then it's going to get really dicey. It's going to be a fun season.
Exactly. Yeah, it makes it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a farmers league, so.
Although the title race would be better.
Exactly.
But Holland.
But Holland. And KDB's not slowing down, which I love it.
He's even assisting menus for
assisting
Holland.
menus.
Did you see that post?
Yes, that was great.
Yeah, that was quality.
He's been waiting to post that since Aguero left.
I was gonna say he's been waiting for a fucking striker.
Someone to, exactly. My table: 3rd Arsenal, 2nd Spurs, City 1st. I think Arsenal is gonna put it together and they're gonna have a good season. Finally.
Wait, hold on. 3rd Arsenal, 2nd Spurs. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just blanked.
Yeah, no Spurs title yet.
Brentford 1st.
Brentford 1st.
No doubt.
I was considering them for 6th. They're unbeaten right now.
Thomas Frank looks like
get that high.
Thomas Frank looks like another United prospect coach in the next year once Ten Hag doesn't work out. Is what I think. Graham Potter, Thomas Frank, all them.
I think they should consider it because he's a prem manager. I mean, it's second season in prem.
He'd need a few years.
Yeah, he needs some experience.
Which United
but Graham Potter.
I like Graham Potter.
I think he should be England's manager for sure, no doubt.
Yeah, I just wonder how international football would work versus because I think he's really built a culture at Brighton. Because losing Cucurella and Basuma and still 4 points out of the first ones, I think. See, Brighton's 4 points, yeah. Goal difference 1, that's fine. Still, I mean, you lose arguably your 2 best players, and you're still 4 out of 6.
They just signed Pervis Estupiñán from Villarreal, and a really good Ecuadorian left back.
I know him from FIFA.
Exactly, I had him in
fantastic. 84 rated card, I think. Oh, I don't remember what special card it was, but I definitely had him in my team.
I had him for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving these signings because I signed him and
all these are quiet too.
We
were just talking about that.
And I signed Sinistera on Football Manager back when we played, and I'm like, dude,
genius.
They should sign me as a scout.
Yeah, the new sporting director for Brighton.
2 years. So we played in 2019. I signed Ruben Diaz for City.
Oh, genius!
And back then, with this out, I'm like, oh my god,
genius.
But no, that's funny.
Look at that. You know what is shocking is only 2 people have 6 points out of the first 2 weeks. At least in the years I've been watching, it hasn't been exactly like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's been more of 6 and 0.
But I think it kind of shows what you were saying. More competition.
The league is getting better, which is good.
I mean,
I like to see it.
I think I could. Well, let's do relegation real quick. We didn't touch on. I mean, we touched on it a bit, but we didn't write this out though.
Yeah.
But let me just eyeball it. So I think Bournemouth goes down.
Me too.
Either 19th or 20th. I think Southampton will be in the mix.
Going down. And I
don't know.
I have Everton. Bournemouth, Southampton, Everton.
Everton's not going down.
You don't
That's
think
my
so?
take. I bet they get 16th. I think Southampton is in the mix. I'll give you my bottom 4 that are going to be competing for relegation. Forest, Bournemouth, Southampton.
Do you think Leeds stays
Leeds.
up? You think they might go down?
I don't trust the Americanization of Leeds.
You don't trust Ted Lasso?
United States of Leeds or whatever it is. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But if I were to give I'd probably say Leeds is most likely to stay up out of those 4 teams.
Yeah.
Southampton doesn't look good.
I don't know how they've survived
House
this
and
long.
Hoodle, he's been around for a while. It looked good for a while, and now it's kind of, But I don't want them to leave. I mean, I kind of like the club
to beat up on.
Yeah, exactly. The Saints down
the
south.
Saints go marching in. Huh?
To be fair, they got a point. Everton doesn't. United doesn't. West Ham doesn't.
United's going down. Hot take.
Hey, why not?
I don't know. I think
2 managers in a season, again.
3, man.
See I think the problem with United is if this doesn't work, I mean, where do you go? You tried to bring in a new hot young guy. You tried to bring in a club legend.
Former player, yeah.
You tried the classics that Jose.
I've said it for the longest time that they need Zidane. They need Zidane.
Zidane doesn't want United. He said that.
Of course
he said that in the news.
Why would anyone want United? But
of course, exactly.
I think he would solve their ego issue and he would whip them into shape. But I mean, that's never going to happen. But
I think it could work because he did good work with Real, and that's about if you want to get a close club to United, you look at Real Madrid.
Huge club with the names that don't want to listen to you. And he's dealt with Ronaldo obviously before, so
I think United are in for a long time.
Good.
I mean, like you said way earlier, it's rebuild's been delayed for probably 5 years. After it's time. It's been time. If they're just going to keep delaying it, if they're just going to keep fumbling around with coaches and bringing in mediocre players who don't care, don't understand the prestige of United, I don't think a lot of the players understand. I mean, I'm sure they do, but do they care?
Exactly, they don't give a crap.
They understand the history, but do they care?
No,
do they care about what they're representing? No, I don't think so.
Exactly.
But it's fun to see. Watch all these United fans suffer.
Because they've been spoiled for all these years, winning all this crap and then rubbing it in our 27 titles, you can't talk to me. 27 titles, Champions Leagues. It's like, okay. What's the last time you did it?
Yeah.
You were 8 years old? Like
or weren't alive.
Yeah, right. With the gigs and these guys. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. It's tough because you're right. They've been spoiled. And I hate that they're like, we deserve to be in top 4. It's
we're
like,
the biggest team. It's like,
you deserve it if you make it. You know, you got to win the games.
If you work for it, if you earn it.
Well, if you're there, then you deserved it.
Then you got it. But
you think Leicester deserved it when they went into the title winning season?
Exactly.
They earned it. Then they deserved it.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Oh, real quick. I mean, Leicester's a fun one to touch on. No transfer moves. Brendan Rodgers somehow bagged 8th last season. I mean, I thought they were like 12th for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, right at the end.
I mean, they're just kind of like returning to where they should be, like not a Prem club. But I mean,
yeah, and it sucks, but it doesn't because
I think it's a miracle for how long they've stayed up and been like competing for top 6.
But still, I mean, again, 8th. They went. They were not 8th for a long time. They were one off of European football.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Probably do it again.
Yeah, they'll get close, but I don't think they'll get it.
I think they'll stay a top 10 side for a while because they're going to get. Oh,
as long as they have Vardy
another player
and scoring.
We didn't talk about with the Chelsea who they could bring in. Fofana, that's been on the table for a bit. But they get these good money. They got James Madison's probably going to get them 50 to 60.
Yeah, if he leaves.
Mil, and then Fofana's 70 to 80 if he goes this summer. If not, it'll be 60, 50. So as long as you're bringing that money in and the owners seem to care enough, that guy, I don't know him, but he was out there on the field when they won the FA Cup. And once you get a taste of that as an owner, you want it again, I think. So I think they're in the right hands, but it's tough as a team like Leicester. So.
Yeah, because they don't have a lot of money coming in.
Outside of these transfers, which if they can continue this academy and like bringing in these good transfers, then it's viable for them to eventually work. You know, they got to grow their base right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, you need to stay
sustainable.
You
just need a foundation.
Yeah.
They don't really have one right now. They got to figure out what it is.
As long as they sustain what they're doing, then in a few years, five years down the road, then they could be a solid top 8, top 10.
Yeah, like a consistent.
Like Everton, if Everton weren't in the spot they were now.
Yeah.
Or West Ham is probably a better example.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Anything else? I don't know.
Nothing for me. I think it's been a fun opening 2 weeks. Looks like an exciting season.
I really want to see. I'm going to be watching every single second of United and Liverpool. That's going to be.
Oh boy.
Game of the week.
Predictions? Sure. Should we do predictions for next week?
Well, sure, we can do that real quick, just for that game.
Let me see if there's another big game. If not, we'll just do that one.
Yeah, nothing really. All the big clubs play some shitters. Chelsea Leeds, Bournemouth Arsenal.
That's a rivalry,
City Newcastle.
technically.
Tottenham Wolves. Yeah, nothing really huge.
All that's coming up is FPL stuff.
FPL, dude. Got a captain.
Yeah.
Captain Salah.
Leave in the comments. Is there gonna be? Yeah, it'll be on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Leave in the comments your FPL team, and we'll give you tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Because we're so good.
Right.
Ooh, City Newcastle could be a good test. for Newcastle.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if they can.
I'm
We
sure
always,
City will
we
win.
always struggle against Newcastle.
Yep,
Always. We either
that's fair.
struggle or we beat them 3-0. So we'll see.
I think it's at it's at St. James's Park.
Yep.
Ooh,
Yep, we are not home.
it's not fun to go up against the Geordies. Yeah, okay, so United
2-1.
Liverpool. What do you think?
I think it's going to be 1-1. 1-1.
No.
I think that's
3 draws in a row for Klopp.
I'm putting it in paper right now, 1-1.
All right. We'll have to ask Patrick, get his prediction in on the off time, and then see who's right. I'm going to go 3-1 Liverpool. Salah with a double. Luis Diaz, the third. United scores because of Ronaldo. Sir.
I'm saying Ronaldo. Yeah, Ronaldo's going to score. And for Liverpool, I'm going to say Firmino.
I just think Salah's a bit due. 2 weeks into the season, nothing really. Did he get an assist? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he got one.
Did he? Okay, so he's got something, but I think he's due for a goal. He's not going to accept mediocrity.
He should get one.
I wonder with these new guys in the team if the flow of play is not going through, like the channel of play is not going through them as much, because now they're trying to weave these guys into the program, essentially, into the formation. Who knows? I think Liverpool will come with time. And I also don't think United's capable of pulling off a shocker, but maybe Ten Hag's really good at speeches.
9 Hag can rile a crowd,
5 Hag.
apparently. 4-0 Hag.
Yeah. -4 Hag.
That's great. All right. I think that wraps it up.
Thanks for having me, Kyle.
All right, peace out, guys. See you in the next episode.